South Dakota's housing market reports are in from the past month. These statistics are providing insights into the possibilities that are out there for buyers and sellers alike. Prices are holding firm, inventory is climbing, and depending on your budget, you might finally be finding yourself having more leverage than you once thought. In my September update, I want to walk you through the statewide trends to start out with. Then I'll plan to zoom into the Sioux Falls and Rapid City neighborhoods that are getting the most traction and break down what impacts these changes have on you if you're buying, selling, or relocating here this fall. Let's start with the big statewide picture. The median sales price statewide sits a little over $332,000. That's up 1.5% year over year. 930 homes sold last month, which is a slight 2.5% increase from last year. And the median days on market is right around 40 days, which is 11 days faster than last summer. So homes are moving more quickly, or certainly quicker than they were last year at this time. Overall, the state's housing market remains steady, competitive in certain areas and price points, but not necessarily overheated. Of course, price and speed only tell part of the story. The real action is in the supply and leverage, as the signs of a previously balanced buyer-seller market are starting to skew more towards one direction. Across the state, there are about 4,300 homes for sale, up 4% year over year. When we factor in the 930 home sales last month, we get to a housing supply statistic that equates to roughly 4 months of supply, a far cry from the 2 months or less we saw a couple years ago. What's even more telling, more than 1 out of every 4 listings had a price reduction, and only 17% of homes sold over their listing price last month. That's down 8 points from last year. Translation, buyers are gaining a little more leverage. Sellers still hold the advantage in certain price bands, but it's no longer an automatic bidding war. Home prices are going up while home supply is also increasing. Typically, that's not how supply and demand works. Increased housing inventory should be softening the median home price. So why isn't inventory growth pushing prices down harder? The answer lies in South Dakota's people, who's moving here and where they're living. South Dakota's population is estimated at just under 925,000. Growth has slowed a bit compared to the pandemic surge, but it's still positive. But here's the kicker. Half of the state now lives in just 2 metro areas, those being Sioux Falls and Rapid City. Sioux Falls alone grew 2.7% in 2024, now currently sitting at a population of 219,000. The migration data is mixed. Moving van companies show nearly a 50-50 split between those moving in and those moving out of the state. But the census still shows a net growth overall, and that steady immigration helps keep a floor under the housing demand. Now, let's zoom in closer to the metro areas, because what's happening in Sioux Falls and Rapid City is a little different compared to the rest of the state. And if you're buying or selling in those local markets, the movement within the 2 cities matters more than the state averages. In Sioux Falls, the median sales price is about $334,000. Depending on the neighborhood, homes are taking about 37 to 40 days to sell. Housing inventory is creeping higher and higher, and local reports show strong pending sales prices in the 400 to 500,000 range. That's the move up in new construction sweet spot in terms of price points. But if you're a first-time buyer, listen to this. Certain neighborhoods are complete outliers in terms of their price point and their time on market. So let's zoom in even more. North and west of Sioux Falls, these starter homes are flying. The median price point is around $197,000 and are on the market for an average of just 9 days. Now, in East Sioux Falls, another fast-moving inventory level pocket, the price is around $226,000 and just 16 days as far as average day on market. Then All Saints, which is central Sioux Falls, has a median price point of $250,000. Although compared to the last 2 neighborhoods, homes are taking a little longer to sell, somewhere around the 46 days, but it's still much faster than last year in this area. The 57106 zip code, or Southwest Sioux Falls, sitting around 335,000, averaging 37 days on the market. This is your bread and butter family segment. There's a lot of newer builds in the 57108 portion of southeastern Sioux Falls. The median home price is around 460,000, and homes are selling in around 38 days. This is the move-up territory with lots of new construction. So Sioux Falls is seeing activity from starter homes under 250,000 all the way up to the $500,000 range with the new builds. But how about Rapid City? Rapid City's median sales price is about 358,000, up nearly 4% year over year. But homes here are slower to move, averaging about 66 days on market, which is definitely longer than last year. Here are some examples by submarket. Downtown Rapid City, the median home price is around 275,000 and sitting at 56 days on market. West Rapid, very similar average time on market of 55 days, but the median price point is 306,000. Rapid Valley, or zip code 57703, is seeing their homes sitting anywhere from 70 to 97 days. Granted, the median price for that area is higher than the previous two, which is sitting around 361,000. So Rapid City is much more sluggish when we compare it to the highlighter neighborhoods in Sioux Falls. However, Rapid City's home values are still holding steady, and there are neighborhoods there that are certainly moving faster than others. Across both metros, the hottest action is clustered in specific price bands. Which price points are the most active? Let's take a look. Homes priced at 200 to 275,000. This is the fastest moving price range, especially from what the data shows in Sioux Falls entry-level neighborhoods. This price range is perfect for any first-time buyers. Now, moving up to the 300 to 350,000 range, for those of you living in Sioux Falls, think the neighborhoods in the southwest part of town. This is a higher volume family starter segment. Now, 450 to 500,000, this is where we're seeing pending sales growing, especially in southeast Sioux Falls with all of the new construction going on. That spread tells us two important things. It tells us that entry-level demand is alive and well, and move-up buyers are still active despite the higher rates. So the demand is out there. Now, let's talk about who's actually driving this demand. Because if you see yourself in any of these buyer profiles, you'll understand exactly where you fit. First-time buyers, typically ages 25 to 38, often are renting currently in either Sioux Falls or Rapid City. They're typically looking for homes in the price range of 225 to 350,000, and will have a total household income in the range of 55 to 95,000. Medium income in this age range runs from 80 to 83,000. There's also some shared pain points around down payment, sensitivity to interest rates, and the general fear of overpaying. Next is our move-up or new construction buyers. These are typically families with a combined household income of 100 to 140,000. Often they're shopping in the 450 to 550,000 dollar range in areas such as Southeast Sioux Falls, Harrisburg, and T. Their internal drivers seem to be focused on space, school district, and taking advantage of builder incentives. Many are experiencing concerns about timing, whether it's locking in their interest rate on a dip or being able to sell their current home in time to meet the terms of their purchase contract. Our last buyer persona is the relocating professional. These are often remote or hybrid workers in the income range of 85 to 130,000 annually. Some of the places they are often moving from are states that border South Dakota, such as Minnesota, Iowa, or Colorado. They're seeking lower taxes, safe neighborhoods, and if they do have to get into the office, less traffic in their commute. So whether you're local, moving up, or relocating within your current town, South Dakota market has plenty of opportunity. The playbook to capitalize on that opportunity is different depending on who you are. Let's recap. Statewide, median home price is $332,000. Sales are up modestly, and homes are selling 11 days faster than they were last year. Supply, inventory is up, giving buyers more leverage, which results in fewer bidding wars and more price drops. In the Sioux Falls metro, starter homes under $250,000 are moving lightning fast. The $400,000 to $500,000 price range for the move-up buyer segment is strong. Rapid City has an overall slower pace market, but home values are steady, and there are some faster moving submarkets like in the city's downtown area. Now, buyers, entry-level shoppers are still highly active. The move up and relocating buyers are shaping and driving demand in their price tiers. Overall, we're certainly not seeing things cool off in South Dakota as we move into the fall season. But what we are seeing is that our state's market is sort of normalizing, and normal isn't a bad thing. The increase in inventory means buyers have more options and, quite frankly, more breathing room. This is also a call to the sellers out there. Sellers and their listing agents need to be sharper on the determination of their listing price. Listen to the market and price accordingly. If you're a first-time buyer, this fall could be your window of opportunity to take action. If you're a move-up buyer or a relocating professional, there are options out there, but your plan and strategy matter more now than ever. If you want to take a deep dive, I can share a neighborhood by neighborhood breakdown or a buyer's checklist for the Sioux Falls and Rapid City areas. If interested, just drop a comment or reach out directly, and I'll send that your way. Oh, and don't forget, subscribe so you don't miss next month's update.